Welcome back once again. We're about to wrap up our EMEA portion of the day, hopefully with yet another banger, as Hypnos will be facing off against Vendetta in our Group A decider match. Is it actually Group A? Also, have a good meal, Necro. Yeah, go get it.
I'm sorry.
Try. Listen, I'm hungry too. We're starving over here. I'm also hungry for some good Overwatch, and I'm pretty certain that Hypnos and Vendetta will deliver. This is a rematch, you know, if you're looking at earlier stages of the group. They faced off against each other already. And, yeah, that one, I believe Hypnos had the upper hand. A 3-1 bout was that. Now, it was a very entertaining match, though, and a lot of that was on the back of a very high-octane dive composition we got to see, I believe, from both of those teams. Said dive, though, from Hypnos did not look quite as good against SSG. Nothing to call home about. Honestly, they looked lost. Very lost. Skytor not quite able to peel or dive or do anything, really. But then again, that was against SSG, so that's a different kind of level.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is that it's really tough to try to hold a candle to the dive composition that's going to be coming out from Space Station. Hottie on the Winston has always been able to be, honestly, like, I actually think just a cut above the rest. But you gotta take a look at the rest of the team. You got MCD, known for his days on the Dallas Fuel alongside Bullis. You also have Skytor, which has just been such a fantastic player to watch, especially looking at his time on Sheer Cold, on Kaltas earlier this year. Coming up to try to play in this roster is going to be so fun, and so I think we will see way more of this dive comp from them.
Yeah, well, Jaws on the other side, Vendetta, not a slouchy team either. We do have some good name value there as well. I'm excited to see Lavon Crook back in the mix. Knowing him from Gaming Gladiators, Peps, Raspberry Races, Exo. I feel like at this point, Crook has played on everything.
A lot of EU players played on every EU team ever.
True, true.
Classic EU fashion. Yeah, I'm excited to see Vendetta again. Of course, like you mentioned, so at the very top, like it was a 3-1 Hypnos versus Vendetta earlier on in the group stage. I think China's always really impressed me on the Tracer. Very good meta for them, I think. Even after the small hotfix, of course, with Tracer's damage going down 0.5 to 5.5 rather than 6. Hybrid, yeah, classically a DPS player.
Laugh.
But I mean, with China and the hybrid especially, I think, you know, they stand a pretty decent chance. Although I would definitely take recency bias even after the last patch. I do think Hypnos have the upper hand over Vendetta here. It's going to be a tough one for sure, but I mean, if China can come up big with some Tracer performances, stick an MCD over and over again, like sure, like I think that's going to be the success that they need to actually find in this series. Hybrid tank, like normally we see DPS, especially in the early stages of Overwatch, it was like all the DPS players went to like tank and other roles and supports and whatnot, and it's still nice to see Hybrid kind of kicking around and playing in Stage 3 here at EMEA, but against Hypnos, man, I don't know, Zoe. I don't know. I think it's only going to go one way. History.
It's going to be an uphill battle. Maybe they downloaded them after the first loss. We'll find out. Here's a map set for you. Let's see if they can get their revenge, or if Hypnos is going to be moving on.
Well, yeah, let's have a look. Lijiang Tower Rose was our first map in this series.
I'm so ready.
Versus Vendetta. Yeah, I'm ready for this one too. With them playing before, Lijiang Tower did end up going towards Hypnos. It was 2-0. And then they went Dorado, Blizzard World, Colosseo, and Blizzard World was the only map that Vendetta actually ended up winning. So I would imagine Vendetta are going to send us there again. They do end up losing the first map.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting a chance to see both Hypnos and Vendetta on the stream earlier on. So if you want to check out the VODs, then go check out that from last week. But as we're heading into Lijiang Tower, we're actually going to end up seeing the Amalgam composition from Vendetta, but Skytor actually on the Ramatra to play this brawl.
Oh, the brawl with the Reaper May. We're seeing a little bit too much of that today, I think. Nah, it's especially good on Control Center. It's going to be very hard for Cookie to actually be impactful in this fight against the May and against the Reaper. You're just looking at peppering down MCD, but MCD and the rest of Hypnos are going to be on top of each other the entire time, pretty much. Oh, Hybrid just does dive to the backline and aid Cookie in that kill, but overextended. Even taking that mini, can't really stand up against the Ramatra. Cookie finds yet another kill, proving me completely wrong at this point. Doing a lot of big work for Vendetta so far, as Hypnos do end up capping first, but Crispy is going to speed boost the rest of the team onto the point to try and hopefully find this flip.
still gonna be tough going. You have so much survivability on Hypnos with SXJ playing the Mei. You've got the ice block, and then also just those crazy icicle shots to actually snipe Cookie out from so far away.
You're trying super low. Nice focus fire there from Hypnos. As soon as the Venture like has no CDs, like no drill dash, no burrow, right? They do have quite a large hitbox, so it's pretty easy to focus fire them. And yeah, SXJ kind of going nuclear on the Mei so far. Wow, good stuff. And now they get to hold in their favorite position ever, which is in a choke point with the Mei and the Reaper.
Yep. You got both the Blizzard and the Reaper ultimate online too, so you can kind of combo those together if you want. Don't necessarily need to use the Death Blossom in that way, but it's nice to know that you can. And you also have 3 other Actually, it's gonna be 5-on-5. There's ultimates across the board for everybody. That's gonna be explosive.
Okay. Here comes the rush from both sides. Pretty much everybody pressing Q here at once. The cage coming through as well. It's going to be a good place for China to get a lot of value. But look at that. Blizzard beat and then into the Death Blossom. And that was a fight to end all fights, I think. I'm surprised the server didn't crash.
I told you it was going to be a lot of ultimates. I was like, you know what? Everybody has Q. You may as well press Q because your partner's pressing Q. The opposition is pressing Q. The cage actually looked like it worked against Vendetta in that case because you just saw the Death Blossom and the Blizzard. And then the Annihilation. I mean, no one can touch point.
Yeah, Vendetta. They do end up losing a hybrid pretty early on, but they do at least trade this one back. Cookie holding the fort down. All tricky on the Lucio. Captain Fresh does end up getting stuck, but they bought enough time to hold the points. And now Hypnos just dealing with hybrid, back on the Doomfist, and back to spawn you go, son. Even China jumping over to the sim to try and get back, but not to be. Hypnos end up taking control center.
Pretty quick fight for them, too. That was, quick and easy as you like it, I guess. Maybe see a repeat of what we ended up seeing for that very first match between these two teams. But now that we're off of Control Center, we get to go to market. We get to see a little bit more flexibility from these teams. There's gonna be Winston dives for both of them.
Okay, a bit more traditional.
Makes sense.
Little Winston. A little TP out as well.
Yeah, I see China going back to the Tracer after this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, China, definitely Tracer specialist. It's been really impressive to watch, actually, over the last few stages of EMEA. Alright, we'll see what Skytor and Hybrid and how they end up matching up on the Winstons.
Ooh, Echo versus Ashe, though, too, is going to be interesting to keep an eye out on. You've got a Cookie that can play a little bit better with something like Crispy's Brigitte, but the SXJ Echo, if you... Ooh.
Oh,
I mean, Hybrid can't even walk away from that into a health pack.
Insane healing coming out from Crispy. If you looked at the health bar there, it was like ticking 100, 150, 90, 100. That was so quick to take down. Couldn't quite get that to the mega health pack. Unfortunately, the retreat unsuccessful from Hybrid. It's really nice positioning too from Crispy level 1 Crook, but yeah, these dives are tough. Look at that. Hybrid not even making a dent in the front line.
Oh man, I mean, like, and Hybrid has to wait too for like the bubble cooldown, the jump cooldown. All the while, Skytor is already back harassing like level 1 Crook and Crispy. Like, that's just a backline trade already. SXJ is going crazy with the Echo.
Yeah, it's so much easier to dive with the Echo, right, against the, versus the Ashe. The Ashe is looking at Dynamites, then China and Hybrid follow up, right? That's kind of the game plan there, but when you've got the Echo, you're in the mix with your Winston, with your Tracer, and you can see how much damage SXJ has already done. Like, they got copy. I mean, you could just go super early here. Getting an ult this early, you just blow this, win this fight cleanly, and you then stall out in the next one. Hey, you can get final fight. They're actually just going to throw the Nano in first. Nice defensive nade, but look who's already in the back. SXJ, you don't need a dupe here either. You're just more than content taking down the enemy backline as only Captain Fresh. Well, MCD does end up going down as well, but they're just so out on an island here.
Oh my
God. Got no boat, no paddle, no canoe, no kayak, no nothing. Not even a small little raft to sail them home. And Hypnos, this is final fight.
SXJ is like the exterminator. You got Skytor going in to smoke out the backline, and then SXJ is there to burst them down with the focusing beam. Alright, well, Captain Crash didn't have any hope there if you're gonna get stuck like that, but, like, this is gonna be, like, final fight. Everybody's dead.
And everybody's already dead. Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. Well, Crispy, unfortunately, not even earning a rally there. 93%. A quick cap from China. That was like 1 pixel away from getting the cap. All right, they ended up getting it. Actually, buy some more time here. In fact, Crispy has still got this rally. Hybrid does manage to get back in. I think China might have saved them. Can Hybrid stay alive? That is the question. Nope. Focusing beam plus everybody from Hypnos looking at the Winston. Bob on the point with the rally. Probably just going to let this one go. Wait for that Bob to disappear as SXJ tries to find an aerial assassination on this backline. And now it's Cookies that's left out to dry. Yep, taken out by SXJ again. Does get whipshotted in the end, but still Hypnos, I feel, firmly in control of this map. Oh.
Just a couple more. I mean, the pulse bomb to boot. You can follow that up with the nano if you really need to from MCD, but the kills are coming through way too thick and fast. And so that's just gonna be point and map.
Yeah, that was quick. And bada bing, bada boom. Hypnos, once again, rematch coming in against Vendetta. Another 2-0 on Lijiang Tower. That's how you're gonna start the series off. Then sure, we'll go here, we'll 2-0 you, and hopefully not repeat what we did last time. Hopefully today it's just a 3-0. Maybe Hypnos downloading Vendetta as equally as Vendetta downloaded Hypnos, right? I mean, it is tit for tat there, you know? It's like, oh, we lost. We know what we can kind of improve in this series. For Hypnos are like, well, we won against you. We know exactly your weaknesses. We're just going to exploit them.
Sounds easier said than done, or maybe it is as easy as it's said.
Something like that. Is saying
something like that.
All right,
I mean, already started off, though, with just the brawls against each other. You had the Malga variation versus the Ramatra. It felt like the Ramatra came up so much bigger, too. In a lot of instances, maybe you look at this and you go, well, maybe the Malga's got this. Especially when you've got the Venture, you can try to jump on somebody in the back, but the fact that you have the Reaper and the Mei, there isn't really a good target to do that. So we saw a very, very quick point capture and win coming out from Hypnos, and then you see like the Winston 2 with just XXJ and Sky Tour working together. Easy cleanup.
Oh, yeah, the Sky Tour jumping on the Prime and just insta-popping the backline. Well, there's a big whip shot from Crispy. But, I mean, now thinking about the series ahead of us, I mean, Dorado, Blizzard World Coliseum were the maps beforehand when they did play in the opening matches. As you see some map stats very clearly, obviously a Hypnos win, just on the stats alone. 25 deaths to 9 is, quite the chasm, and I'm not talking about the ball player either. Again, I think maybe Vendetta just want to go to Blizzard World. That was the map that they did end up winning against Hypnos, but we'll have to wait and see.
Do you pick that now, or do you pick that when you feel like hope is starting to get lost? Like, maybe you just go, okay, well, now we're down 2-0, and Blizzard World could be the thing that gets them back into the swing of things, or do you go now and try to keep the hope alive?
When does one lose hope in a series? There's an overarching question for the chat to get their brains racking a little bit. When do you lose hope in a series? If you've played it like a best of 5 or a best of 3, like, I don't know, coming out with a big win to set yourself up on this next map, I mean, maybe you don't pick Blizzard World, but then if you end up going down a map like next one, you're like, okay, now we've lose Blizzard World, now we have to completely reverse sweep, right? But then if you win the next one, maybe your opposition end up picking up like Kings or something like that. Of course, we'll have to wait and find out where Vendetta want to take us. I don't know. You don't want to lose hope too early is all I'm saying. You don't want to be a one-map Andy. You don't want to go in there. You don't want to just jump in. Okay, series over. It's all good. No. You want to stick it out to the very last moment, just like we saw Super Shy did. Another classic reverse sweep against Exoblivione. So, yeah, you can't lose hope too early.
Or you're in your ranked games, and then you are just like a one-side Andy, and you realize, oh my god, we got rolled on defense, like, all hope is lost.
You can always hold.
It's like, come on!
Let's get the full hold.
You can always win. You can win. You gotta keep the faith, keep the dream alive.
You can always win, except
always win.
Yeah, well, I've got a long laundry list of things that except for that statement, Rose. But yeah, we're just waiting for Vendetta now to select the map, and you'll see where we take it. It looks like it's going to be a hybrid, though, by the looks of the little graphic down there, but we'll have to get a confirmation on that in just a moment. Yeah, I mean,
World.
SXJ too, man, May play at the very beginning was just exceptional stuff.
So
I think Hypnos in general are going to make a small substitution too. Kyo is in, Delusion is out, so hit scan more here, less Tracer I would imagine. So Hypnos seeing the map and going, okay, little hit scan, which kind of does lead me to believe we are going to, more of a hit scan orientated map, which is Circuit Royale. So yeah, definitely no Tracer play here. That's picked by a Vendetta as our escort map.
Yeah, like the last time we saw Hypnos last week, they ended up playing on Samoa, Dorado, and Eichenwald, and Delusion played on all 3 of those maps. And it was definitely like coming up Tracer all day, but with Circuit Royale on the menu, this is definitely one way that maybe you can throw a spanner in the works. Maybe bring in somebody that's not as warm, maybe not as fresh with the team, and see if maybe the double sniper can work out for you.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen a little bit of double sniper from earlier. I do think Hanzo now is, especially with these buffs, on circuit specifically,
so playable.
Well, I guess he didn't necessarily use it. It's like people getting nerfed, their health values. So, yeah, I think very, very doable. And just a classic MCD Zen, and then Cat and Fresh backline in the back of the Zen. All right, we'll see if the Vendetta want to match him. We'll see what China wants to play. I don't think they're going to play... Well, they could play ball.
They could.
It's very possible here. A very, very aggressive dive style.
I don't think we're gonna see that. Like, especially if you can peek out and you can see maybe Sky Tour is gonna be on the Sigma. Vendetta has an opportunity to match that with Hybrid on the Sigma, and I don't know. It's the Pharah that to me is a little bit questionable. You definitely have these buildings to play around, but if you know that you're gonna be dealing with a double sniper composition, vulnerable is the word I would use here.
Going to get healed up before they make a peek. Ooh. MCD, luckily there. Luckily Zen is already bald, so couldn't quite give him a haircut.
Is he, well...
He is bald.
I was gonna actually say, like, yeah, but you could give an Omnic hair if you wanted to.
What a shot from Cookie. Yeah, you could. You can give him, like, it's like Doomfist has that metal skin, but he has, like, a mohawk as well. It's possible.
Oh, toupee.
Cat Fresh, picking China out of the sky, like you said, kind of tough sometimes, especially even just against the BAP, to be fair. You can get chunked so quickly. Slowly but surely now, just waiting for Cookie to potentially find another pick, but nice aggressive swing. All, like, 3 people there from Hypnos swinging the corner at the same time, so the Widow is under a little bit more pressure than usual.
Healing pylon down, not gonna be too long before you can get another one up, but there's still a pretty good contest going here from Hypnos. The Widowmaker also being able to get some good sight lines here is very impactful, but I kind of look at MCD really helping to just kind of keep this defense a little bit stronger. You've got the Transcendence coming up pretty quickly, but maybe you hold that, I think, for this Gravitic Flux from Hybrid.
Oh, there's the window. Boop kill from China, actually. Ends up killing Kyo. Okay. Not the best for Hypnos, and now Cookie is pretty much free to do whatever they choose. Not really doesn't have to worry too much. Now they're taking position here, but the Fluxes are coming online, and Skytour's going to rip theirs first. Window already down. It's getting used quite well, actually, by Crispy, just punishing that shield. Flux comes in. On the return, Hybrid slammed down to earth, pretty low. Lamp received in order to stay alive as MCD and SXJ end up going down as well. China even holding on to this barrage, but shouldn't need it. And there it is. Okay, point A taken by Vendetta.
MCD didn't actually have the Transcendence up to deal with the Gravitic Flux either, so it's kind of all up the back of making sure that this Immortality field was going to be able to do the job. That can be a tall ask sometimes, especially when you have all of this like high damage output on the other side. So, good point capture here for Vendetta. Still quite a bit of time off the clock if you're Hypnos. You gotta feel really good about that heading into the second point. Especially knowing that you still have that Transcendence to utilize now.
Okay,
Sightline's in favor of Cookie.
Yeah, a little bit longer, although Cookie revealed there by the Sonic Arrow, pretty cheeky. Using on the little pillar. No one willing to peek this one whatsoever. I like the later usage there. Nice tracking too through the even through the brush. Here comes the ultimates, however. Crispy, Captive Sun. does land on this high ground. Cookie claims the first kill. Captain Sun not getting any damage in as MCD just rocks the Transcendence, just healing everybody up to full, and those detonations wouldn't have meant a whole bunch. And now even a window being utilized by Hypnos, just slowly but burning the time bank down. Of course, Cookie finding the kill is great, but they need to actually press the issue. China's still holding in just this barrage as well. And there it is. Skytor dead, window at such a nice angle as well to afflict Skytor with a maximum amount of damage possible. And now who touches? Well, unfortunately, I think it's going to be MCD, but China makes quick work. A little triple kill with the barrage.
Okay, the FAR is still coming up pretty big. I gotta give it credit where credit is due. I think China's also played really well around the buildings to make sure that you can still get that FAR damage off, and it's nice when the barrage lines up the way that it does. We are gonna see a Baptiste come back out here from level 1 Crook. Good way that you can be able to play on the high ground is just be able to contest that of Hypnos. But this is where the going starts to get really tough. Third point of Circuit Royale can always be such a pain to get through. Knowing that you do have that high ground advantage in favor of Hypnos at the moment, China's going to have to figure out a way to weave those rockets around.
Oh, good pick from SXJ. Crispy dead, and Kyo's on a nice little angle here. It's really tough to... You have to really just send so many people after someone like a Widow in that position. Pretty easy to spam out if you're someone like a Hanzo, a Pharah, or whatnot, but if left unattended, the Widowmaker can get away with murder. Flux comes in, Skytor didn't travel too high up in the sky. That lamp from Captain Fresh will only save so many. As China follows that up with a rocket to instantly destroy it, and Crispy with the additional shots on top. 2 and a bit minutes to go, Rose. 2 and 45 is Vendetta. They're going to make their final push. They've still got to deal with this Flux and the Transcendence, so it's not exactly going to be an easy feat.
Oh, but it still looks like it could just be a full capture here if they can withstand both of those ultimates. Not too difficult to do either when you know you have that mortality field, and here comes the Captive Sun from Crispy. It's at the ready.
Oh, okay, there's the sight. All right, slowing the fight down, but SXJ is already dead. Switch over to the Venture, but ended up dying. Kyo with a nice shot, followed up with the SMG fire. Level 1 Crook down, still with sights. Oh, what a shot from a Cookie down. Kyo with another one. No, China eventually erases them from the map, but Kyo has already done as much work as humanly possible on the Widowmaker.
Oh my god, that shot was so nasty. There you go. At least you stopped the impending doom. Vendetta does have to go back to spawn, figure out how they want to use this barrage as well as this amplification matrix. But Hypnos, they actually have XJ coming back out on the Echo this time around. Another way that you can deal with China on this Pharah. And that's a big pick.
Okay, reset. Real quick.
That's a huge reset. It's actually going to be a pretty decent amount of time off the bank now, too. As this is probably going to push Vendetta into, like, their final push. China's waiting, though.
Yeah.
No, this is not a bad place to do it, but I think they know.
Yeah, they know they're not also going to extend that far, right? But just trying to make sure they stay as hidden as possible, giving away as little information as possible, as the final fight, like you said, is going to commence in just a moment. As they just wrap around on this high ground now. Little pool party, perhaps. Oh, Skytor not invited. Cookie with an insta-kill through the window. And now this is where they strike. There's a chance to touch here for Hypnos, but they have got no ults to do it with.
No ults, but I don't know if you mind if you can just kill things, but I don't know how SXJ got taken out there.
Oh yeah, SXJ just ends up falling over. Nice little kill onto China after that barrage didn't find all too much. Kyo needs to come on an absolute monster right now, but is that MCD in the backline just kicking people around? Yes, it is. MCD just kicking level 1 Crook while trying to kick them to death, but unfortunately Crook took to the skies the exo boots and flew away. As Vendetta do end up capping last, 27 seconds in the time bank. And SXJ going down really early on the Echo. Was on a nice little off angle too to maybe pressure, but got 2v1'd.
That was a tough go of things. I feel like maybe just like a slow and steady wins the race in a lot of cases. But those fights were very indecisive in some, decisive in others. I wonder how we're gonna fare on the side swaps. This is where I'm really interested in. Because I don't want to call like, oh yeah, you know, Vendetta, like they have this. Because anything is possible when you actually switch sides on a map like this. We literally just saw that, right? We ended up going to 4 rounds.
Very possible. Anything can happen on circuit. Snowball is pretty crazy. If you don't stall enough, the snowball can just be devastating to your ultimate economy. Alright, there's going to be, again, China on the Pharah. It's going to be nice having the little pylon here too. You don't necessarily have to pay attention to the Pharah's health ball. Because a lot of the time, like, especially with Alara, you're not going to hit the right clicks. Like, the Pharah's too high up in the sky. Kurukast hits either splashes off the buildings or some directs. Directs being much harder, of course, but the pylon provides a nice little bit of added support for the Pharah.
Well, you can see where that's going to be set up. We're actually going to get an Alari on the attack here for Hypnos as well. MCD going to be able to pick that up. And so that's a new thing that we haven't seen from Hypnos yet on in this map.
What a shot.
Kio's on it, though.
Like a book. Heard that grapple, you know to look to the skies. And with a nice shot from Kio. Really weird angle, too, if you're, like, in that small building. Sometimes your head isn't fully revealed, and the person in the little window has the advantage of shooting upwards like that. Oh, went for the grapple again, yeah. And here we go. Now China's life is going to be very difficult because you haven't got a ton. You've got this single corner left to fight around.
That's not a whole lot to work with here, but Kio is just consistently hitting shots. And now China's out of the picture. That's a big deal.
Yeah, wow, there you go. The sniper's just reigning supreme here for Hypnos. I mean, that's first point. There's no chance you fight this for that DPS.
Smooth
Absolutely
like butter.
No way. Yeah, seriously, 5 minutes. Just like that. Is classic Circuit Royale, right? Where it's
amount of time.
The snipers are carrying. We'll just let them do their thing.
I remember when we got a chance to see Circuit Royale when it first got released, and that was like the most exciting part. Knowing that this was a map that you could see like the double sniper composition on. And I feel like we've just gotten a lot of fantastic moments. So I'm here for it. That's China switching off to Pharah, though. I think that's been one too many headshots for him. So he's going back over to the Tracer that we really do know him for. So it's Cookie. It's all the Cookie left here for the Widowmaker.
Oh, nice flux. Does connect. Oh, an MCD, guys, mid-air. Nice focus fire from Crook. Now Hybrid just, force themselves in a 1v1 versus SXJ. Alright, here you go. And here's where they can set up on this corner, which might be a little bit easier for China. Because you can play around these little buildings too. But, yeah, I mean, the issue with Tracer is on this map. Where do you go for flanks? On the staircase, obviously.
That is a great question. You say that because it is like it's not really a surprise, right? Like one of the nice things about having a flank is being able to surprise the enemy, and you know that if there is a Tracer, you know kind of where they're gonna be. So like, they just line up.
Fight's done. Or if you're an Orc in Orgrimmar, job's done. Yeah, just like that, Sniper's taken over the game. And 5 ults from Hypnos too. Didn't even need to use any of them for those two kills.
They don't need anything. They don't need anything to probably finish off this point either.
Double sights. Oh, SXJ being a little bit cheeky there, firing some Storm Arrows in that small building. And there you go, MCD claiming 2 kills. I mean, this is a roll from Hypnos right now.
See, why I hesitated to say anything when we actually switched sides. I was like, wow, looks good for Vendetta. But we've yet to see Hypnos actually work with the attack, and this is what we're getting. 4.5 minutes to enter into third point. It feels like this is just enough time to eventually finish out the map and secure this third objective. You don't have the Gravitic Flux or the Amplification Matrix anymore, which is going to make running this corner a little bit harder. That Dragon Strike is nice.
Oh, China, gotta be careful. You gotta look at the Hanzo that's right next to you. Oh, all good though.
He stood still.
Cookie's got your back. Oh, Cookie with 3, in fact. Definitely gonna get a replay of that one. That was dirty stuff from Cookie. All right, there you go. If you can do it, I can do it better. And I mean, at this point, specifically for the Tracer, yeah, it kind of just gets better and better for the Tracer. First point, it sucks. Second point, it's okay. Third point, a lot better, because there's a lot more routes you can take.
Yes. Like, you've got high ground, you've got low ground access, like, so many places to get a little bit more tricky with it. Like, you could even see, like, the Tracer going down to that bottom right corner. And taking an SXJ already is a great way to stop this momentum. Yeah, looking good. Looking much better. Let's take a look at this replay, though. Like, oh my god.
That was a nice shot. He's
staying still.
Standing, yeah. I mean, SXJ was looking at China that whole time, just trying to poke out the Sigma. Just holding the angle with the Hanzo, but yeah, Cookies from the back. Nice stuff so far. Oh, switching over to Genji now, SXJ. Fed up with the Widowmaker's shenanigans.
What is that melody?
Alright, Flux is hitting, but Kyo again! Level 1 Crook down! And there, oh no, Hybrid tried to get the eat. Oh, and falls to his death! Well, the effort was there, that's for sure. But unfortunately, you looked the wrong way and landed yourself with a respawn timer. MCD going a little bit too aggressive too, and China follows that up, but that's what I'm saying. Way better on this point. And now the Flux trying to find a target. Skytor does connect, but there's going to be healing there. And a lamp if they really need it, and there's the window too. Now Cookies in a nice spot where he can shoot through it, but it's actually Kyo that comes up even bigger with the kill. A body shot through the window is enough to kill the Widowmaker there. As they're waiting for that window to wear off. As Vendetta try their hardest now to try and stop dying to Kyo, but it is impossible. Don't peek it. Don't peek it.
Do that.
Oh, that was close.
Very close. So the respawns are just coming through too fast for Hypnos to finish up the job. And now that Cookie was able to get the better of Kyo, this is going to stop a lot of Hypnos in their tracks. MCD, though, not going down without a fight. And maybe if they're able to keep this prolonged enough, MCD can actually get a Kitsune rush online. Very close.
They're just going to start ripping else, yeah? Cookie does end up connecting. They do end up getting the kill on the lab, and Skytor too. All right, there you go. They had to use ultimates to get that job done, but look, 2.75 meters. You got to throw everything in the kitchen sink at that one. 1 minute and 20 seconds now. Hypnos, no ultimates in the bank, like you said. Maybe that rush comes online. That's going to be the deciding factor.
And it's also going to mean whether or not you can maybe even get like a pulse spam from SXJ, maybe even Skytor being able to get this Gravitic Flux. But right now, Vendetta, the players there are actually going to be outpacing on those same ultimates. China and Hybrid should be able to get these up as long as they don't get taken down too quickly in this fight. But you wait,
Kyo's back on. All good.
The grappling hook is insane.
No one panic. No one panic.
Oh, I was panicking. I'm not gonna lie.
40 seconds to go. Someone on the payload. Cookie hits a leg shot on SXJ. Forces the recall. But Crispy ends up going down once again. Kyo just slaying the enemy team. But it's all the Widowmakers right now as MCD also ends up falling. Captain Fresh with an aggressive angle wasn't really there for the Skytor healing, however. And with 19 seconds to go, this is looking a little bit worse for wear as Vendetta are going to be able to hold on. Trying to post one kill onto Kyo. Now if they can get one more pick, this might just be it, Rose.
There's no easy access to try to get to this point without having to kind of walk your way through some damage. Maybe you're able to get SXJ there in time, but somebody gets rocked, and SXJ can't even make it to the point.
OC in session, the rush onto the point. Skytor moving forwards as close to this Flux as well, 5% away. How are they going to be able to survive it? Well, that lamp from Crook, but looks like lamp is, and the Baptiste is going to be the focus. They end up using the lamp pretty early on, and Skytor does hit the Flux and kills Crook as well. Hands come out just to save him. China just being sneaky, tricky on the Tracer, but it's all Cookie now. This firing range is too good for the Widowmaker. And there it is. Vendetta end up holding on, take the map win, and tie the series up.
That started so well for Hypnos too. As you looked through that first point, that second point, there was so little resistance coming through from Vendetta's defense. And then that third point just came up so big for them. China being able to play the Tracer didn't look so great on that second point, but as you were mentioning, those flank reads open up so much, and there's so many health packs that Tracer can play around. So fantastic stuff. We've got a tie series now. Maybe it wasn't a fluke last time to see a 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the Widowmakers didn't do their jobs there, then, yeah, it could have gone either way. Ikeo, especially on the Widow, just opened up so much. Even SXJ, too, they rolled through the first 2 points with headshots. And then, at the very end, even China on the Tracer put up some nice kills. Got a nice couple of pulse bomb kills, got some nice pressure on the backline as well. Man, I mean, all these highlights are just going to be the Widowmakers. That was a ridiculous shot from Cookie as well. He knows it too, to give him the little hello on the Widow. Got to emote after every Widow kill, especially if it's on the enemy one, that's for sure. Little hello just to rub salt in the wound.
Right? I feel like that's just one of the other opportunities to play Overwatch. Is it's not just about like shooting your shots. It's that's about emoting and stunting on them.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you're not doing that, then you got yourself a problem. That was also a really good shot.
It's so good.
Map number 3, Rose coming up. So we've had an escort now. So we could still potentially go to Blizzard World here. We've got a couple of game modes you can choose from. Just any map that doesn't kind of, I think, benefit China here would be quite nice. I mean, that was a ridiculous rock. Thank goodness Kyo had the grapple there.
That could have been disastrous, but it wasn't. So, you know, all good. Sometimes you have the wall ride for the Lucio. Sometimes you have the grapple. Sometimes you're really SOL, and then the the drop box is much closer than you think, and then you.
Oh yeah, the death box. Some of the maps, to be fair, have a very, very high death box, so you can get baited sometimes. Yeah, you think you're going to be okay, maybe the cooldown comes off real quick, and you end up getting back to safety, or you're just a fraction too late, and you end up just dying to the death box, sadly. Yeah, here we go. Rematch of the century here. A decider match too. One of these teams will end up advancing. Group A, pretty tough, especially with Space Station Gaming here. It was a 6-0 in terms of maps, like a 2-0 in terms of series scores. No shocker at all. Of course, Hypnos made it to that winners match against Space Station by beating Vendetta 3-1. They've got their one. Vendetta have got their one, and now Hypnos are like, okay, you've got that, and now we just clean sweep you, right? Surely?
Right? It's possible, especially because this is like, Circuit Royale is one of those maps that you have to look at it in isolation to everything else. It is like the one map I feel like just has its own defined meta. You can't necessarily run double sniper on the rest of the maps that are in the map pool unless you are looking specifically, maybe like Junkertown, I guess, is another one that we've classically seen double sniper on. So take it with a grain of salt, I think, for a lot of teams.
Yeah, no one's playing Junkertown right now. Absolutely nobody, even after the changes.
I like that map.
Meh, it's okay. It's it's like a C to D tier map, I think. Even with the changes, you know, it's like, it's still sniper dominated. Sure, they added the broken houses and cars and stuff, but still.
Zoe said it's her favorite. Yeah, the friendship back. Yeah. So back. We are so back, Zoe.
Add that to Wikipedia. Eichenwalder is going to be the pick for Hypnos. Rose, what do you expect we're going to see here?
Okay, so we have actually seen Eichenwald played from both teams. Looking back to last week's matches, we ended up seeing more of like the Tracer Echo Winston coming through from Hypnos. And similarly for Vendetta, we ended up seeing like Ash Tracer Winston. It's going to be Winston. Winston all day, every day. If we see something different than that and they deviate from that, then we probably have something else to talk about when and if it comes to that. But it should just be Winston.
Little Winston dive. Saw some crazy things from Kel a long time ago. We're at the ball, but I doubt we're gonna see that. I have to wait and see as we jump on in. Hypnos' map pick. Both teams fighting for their lives, wanting to make it to that main event next week. See who can come out on top as we look at the defense first here. Hybrid running the Winston. Yeah, Cookie on the Ash, just as you expected.
I only expect it because I feel like this is also pretty normal for a lot of the teams that we're going to see on Eichenwald. I also could cheat because there was the VOD last week, so, you know. so true. But it's definitely helpful to kind of understand what we're going to prepare ourselves for. And Hypnos, similarly, should know what Vendetta ended up playing on Eichenwald as well, so they can also try to make their own plane of attack. I think the only difference here is I guess, yeah, whether or not they would actually want to end up playing Life Weaver, because we are in a different patch. Like, there was a patch that came through a little bit earlier this week, but I feel like it's just kind of like the same old. You try to do the Life Weaver just to get that early Widowmaker shot, life grip them back, and then go with what you want to do, which is the Tracer Echo.
Yeah, classic kind of meta comp at the moment. I really like the Echo on this map. Can be so impressive. I mean, with the Cassie nerf too, obviously we're seeing a lot more Ashe now. The Ashe does need a little bit more room, but if you're landing sleeps like that on a flying character, then yeah, play all the Ashe that you want, because you're getting a free ride here. Nice stuff. You could probably stagger the break here a little bit. Oh, okay. They decided to end that pretty quickly. All good, but
just in case.
They will end up spawning it together, them and Skytor. Yeah, you don't really want to give the Brig extra ult charge, to be fair. Yeah, if you're like hitting people like multiple times with a flail, like, not ideal.
Yeah, I feel like it's not the best stagger target when you take a look at it that way. MCD, though, is going to be coming up to this Nano pretty shortly. Level 1 Crook as well. But I'm looking at this China Pulse Bomb. China's been so good at being able to nail these Pulse Bombs down. And that just could be another way that you see another defensive fight win.
All right. That beam's so strong. SXJ cleaning up cookies pretty easily, but once again, China killing MCD. Delusion here with the recall. Yeah, looking for some semblance of support. But this dive coming through from Hybrid in China is looking real good, but the problem is it's been pretty equal on the side of things. But China with a pulse bomb, guys, just a sick tracer. Any map you can kind of put China on a tracer pick, you're going to be smiling from ear to ear. And it's, like, which is crazy because you go to Circuit Royale and they end up winning that map, which is like the most non-tracer map of all time.
Yeah.
So you're really happy with yourself if you're Vendetta winning a map like that. Nice whip shot onto Skytor, who's trying to get up to the high ground. They're going to be isolated in that bubble too. Hybrid pops the bubble just in front of Skytor, so no healing could be received.
That's going to stop Hypnos too from being able to capture that third point. Can come back into this one though with the duplicate as well as the Primal Rage, so a lot of just like general tankiness from Hypnos to try to extend this fight. The problem comes in where you've got Vendetta that actually has the double support ultimates. Nano, the Winston, or even like, I don't know, yeah, Nano the Winston, I guess, actually to start things off.
The Delusion actually is going to kind of flip the script here. Good sleep onto China. MCD coming up clutch. Rally popped by Captain Fresh, but you can't rally that. MCD thrown off of the map to his death. This Hybrid with a Primal Rage causes some chaos in the backline. Gotta be careful though, as they might end up losing the point there at the Vendetta. Hybrid eventually goes down, gets focused out by the Echo, and that third tick will eventually come through for Hypnos. Cost them dearly, but same with Vendetta, to be fair. Crook jumping over to the Kiriko. Curious if he's going to stay on this pick at all.
Yeah, both of those
These nades, they've been good, but Moira and the Ana. Okay, yeah, back to the Ana.
The Ana just makes way more sense, especially when it comes down to how dive teams are playing now. The Ana is so good for the utility of like sleeping the Winston when it jumps in, or just being able to get a really good ante. Not an easy way to be able to cleanse that if you're on the other side without something like the Kiriko in tow. But yeah, that was an expensive fight for both teams. It's going to be Hypnos that's the only team that has an ultimate right now. Skytor actually going to be able to use the Primal to try to bat them away. But look, see? Asleep. Onto the Winston, at least keeps it at bay.
Yeah, Winston gone again. Whip shot comes out. I think there's a bit of counter synergy there, to be fair. I think the whip shot actually bumped him out of the way of the slate. Primal Rage using the low ground, exactly where Skytor wants the supports, but they managed to worm their way out of there. There's the sleep, won't last too long, and there will be a couple of leaps in Skytor's future. Unfortunately, the future that Captain Fresh is seeing is that front of that spawn door as China lands a pulse bomb. 2 minutes to go. And Vendetta really stepping up so far. Hypnos with a ton of ults online. They should be able to just overwhelm this high ground now. Nano on the Winston. You go in with even the duplicate. Should be tough for level 1 Crook and Crispy to stay alive in this next upcoming dive.
It absolutely will if you're going to be able to put a Nano on top of Skytor, or even just send SXJ up there. But they do have both of their ultimates, so like, I don't know, maybe they can actually throw them out and you just trade the backline.
Oh, what a stick. Oh, what a sleep. Oh, the sleep does land. Delusion does end up going down. Same with Captain Fresh. Riley on the high ground. Crispy the only one benefiting. And yeah, Skytor, and without the armor there for the Brig, I mean, it's such an easy kill for the Winston. A copy pop, we'll take that. SXJ still survive it. Use that glide to get to the high ground, and either a couple of try shots too from onto China, who's just stalling that payload out for a minute longer. Speaking of which, minute 15 here for Vendetta to defend against as they immediately take to the high ground. Look how quick they've spawned.
They've spawned so fast, and they're gonna have a Bob, Primal Rage, the Nano that level 1 Crook couldn't throw out before. Oh, might not be able to get a chance to do that now too, but it does. At the end of the day, after getting chased down by Skytor.
Please, someone save MCD. I think Hybrid can't secure that kill yet. Brig and Ana just trapped in a small room like that. But a follow-up nade. Vendetta holding the fort. Well, the castle, I should say. 45 seconds to go. And Hypnos are going to be able to come back in. But they've only got Rally here. I mean, this is final fight with Vendetta with 3 ults.
The Rally just probably not nearly enough to be able to get through, like the Nano onto do Hybrid. You also still have the Bob. China with another pulse bomb too. Like, Rally ain't gonna save you. If you get stuck, you're so dead.
No, they're going early too. Oh, what a stick
You're
from
so
China.
dead.
MCD down and Captain Fresh like, oh, who's the Rally gonna get applied to at this point? I mean, maybe SXJ, but you should be able to get a touch because Skytor is not dead, Rose.
Yeah, Skytor's not dead. The Primal coming up in a couple of seconds. But you gotta get somebody to actually activate the overtime, and Captain Fresh is gonna have to be the one that gets there first.
Okay, looks like Delusion got the touch in the end. Bob deployed on the high ground. Good luck actually securing that. Cookie trying to get some flick shots onto Delusion. We'll take SHJ out of the sky. And now attention turned completely towards Skytor. They eventually come back in with Skytor with an amazing Primal Rage. Somehow, Hypnos have managed to do it. And they didn't even use the Rally either, mind you. The one ultimate I said that they had. Skytor with a clutch couple of, what, like 10% or something on the Primal they had left. Ends up coming up big, and Hypnos, a miracle. How'd you survive the Nano with the Pulse and the Bob as well? That is unbelievable stuff from Hypnos there.
Especially because you lost MCD so early. You kind of look at that and you go, okay, surely this push is doomed. You don't have your main support anymore. You are lacking so much healing to keep Skytor up. But I think it was just the corner that Skytor was able to hit the Primal Rage into. It keeps everybody busy. You're able to, like, juggle everybody with your fists, and you buy yourself a little bit of extra time. They got it back up, though. They lost somebody early. And they want to make sure that they have enough firepower in the tank to actually get through this third checkpoint of Icon Vault. They got 4 ults here. So you talk about the rallies, that's still online. The Nano as well, MCD didn't get a chance to use that. Yeah, I think you're feeling pretty good if you're Hypnos, so knowing that you have the ult advantage.
Nanabu's Cookie, Coach getting towards the payload. Not exactly where you want to be, but had nowhere else to go. Nanabu's onto Skytor, and they even pulled that Rally just to secure it. They got 2 ults. They got 25 seconds. And Hybrid's got a Primal. Switching to Lucio Bastion. Oh, Cookie. There's going to be some kind of crazy miracle with this one, I think. Oh, Pranal. Onto MCD. Okay, juggling. Oh, free high ground maybe. No, not quite. MCD in a whole heap of hurt right now. The Primal can't kill him. The Primal eventually. Okay, Hybrid narrowly gets away with a kill. The grenade bank shot kills SXJ as Cookie comes back on the Bastion. And he's getting the job done too by the looks of it. Skytor with a Primal Rage. He does it once. Can he do it again? Vendetta. They're slowly losing members. The spawn position so close to them though. And there it is. The defense from Vendetta. I mean, Cookie came up mad clutch there. And it took Hybrid a little time to kill MCD on the Ana. Managed to get it done. Eliminate the Ana. Come out on the Bastion, and then the rest is history. Good defense, but I mean, I'm surprised Hypnos even got through the second point, to be fair, with a single ult, but there you go. Clear.
I am also
victory. It might as well
very impressed. The only difference is, like, you don't get another attempt. But yeah, it is close enough. In the grand scheme of the meterage of the map, I think they're totally fine.
I mean, Cookie on the Bastion. I mean, honestly, a very good OT
so
strat,
funny.
to be fair. Here's the nice little bank shot killing SXJ too. Love to see.
Sometimes it doesn't work out though. You know, like sometimes I feel like the Bastion pick is so troll because like the team is still up in your face and you don't have time to set up as the Bastion and you don't get any picks anyway. But it was nice to see it work out here.
I mean, the big thing that foils that kind of Bastion play is the Ana, and as soon as Hybrid managed to eventually kill MCD, it was really easy. Cookie just jumps out, here's the turret form, and then the Skytor with the heroics tried the primal rage, but the sport advantage is just too good. And in that distance as well, like the Kiriko, anything that's like super quick can come out and just help the Bastion, hit a Suzu on him. We'll see how they do on their defense now, as Hypnos just running the same kind of thing. I can imagine we're just going to see mirrors for the rest of this map.
Mirror makes a lot of sense. I still think that Cookie doesn't necessarily have to go the Echo and is going to go back to the Ashe as we ended up seeing on the defense. Nice attempt though from the Widowmaker, but you at least allow the rest of the team to go ahead and try to start setting up shop here to make that first jump in.
Ooh, what a nade.
Wow. You got absolutely stomped.
Yeah, Crook a little bit too far forward there by the looks of it. It looked like he hit the shield of the Brig and then bounced onto Crook. And this is the deadly nature as well of this Echo. Can be tough for Cookie to get an angle. On defense is a little bit easier because you're kind of waiting for them to come to you. You can hang back by the bar, but you're stepping into enemy territory if you're the Ashe.
When you're exposed like that, it just makes it so much easier for Skytor and SXJ to get the jump on you. So yeah, you have to play a little bit more careful. There's going to be huge anti onto Hybrid, actually, as he ends up jumping into the back line.
MCD is just immortal in the back line as well. No matter how much pressure China puts them under, it's just so hard to kill MCD right now. Cat and Fresh doing a fantastic job on the Brig, keeping the honor up.
Also, a couple of health packs back there that certainly can help out too, to make sure that it's not going to be as easy to get the jump onto MCD. And now you've got the Nano. Like, not only is Captain Prash helping you, but vice versa, MCD's going to be able to dish out a ton of healing. So that that Nano is ready alongside like this duplicate and this pulse bomb.
Ooh, MCD bunny hops over the pulse bomb. That looked like it connected there too, but China unlucky in that aspect. Oh, brief pause.
We lost a support player on Vendetta.
No.
But no worries, no worries. We still have like 2 minutes left of the time bank here.
Yeah, Crispy did DC, unfortunately.
That is very unfortunate with that ult charge.
Yeah, you're gonna lose ult charge as well, yeah, which is really sad. Speaking of which, I mean, look at that. Hypnos with 5 ults too, in such good stead. I mean, that's just very unfortunate.
But 4 ultimates here for Hypnos. You're still gonna have the ult bank for yourselves. Duplicate from SXJ though. I'm really interested to see where this is gonna go.
I just dove into absolutely nothing. Okay, there they are, and instantly slept. That Nano, I wouldn't be surprised, got maybe 10 damage.
Yeah.
And now Hybrid's on the point. Just, again, trying to make these dives work. A copy of a Bob coming through from SXJ, who's already taken out China. Both traces, in fact, now down. SXJ's duplication. Yeah, the Bob is still killing people. Cookie, don't wanna peek that one. Speaking of which, another Bob coming out. Just gonna hit that tank. Oh, not quite hit the tank, hit the little building there. Still provides a decent amount of cover. There's Vendetta on the point, 2 ticks. Still hunting for people as the contest does end up coming through from Delusion. And then Nano Boost supplied as well. To Cam Frash of all people. Yeah, just get him on the point. Just get him swinging. I mean, Cookie's already dead now, so SXJ is super free in the skies. It's going to be a hold here from Hypnos Rose. 97.2% on the point.
It is. I mean, if you're going to throw the Nano at anybody and you know that Vendetta's going to be on the point, may as well make it that break, the raid boss. Level Crook coming back into this one with a huge ante. So that is going to be one way that you take Captain Prash out of this fight, but you've got 9 seconds left. This is it. Vendetta have to open the point here.
They are going to get to get the touch at the very least. I mean, China is still alive on it. Capping up some time, but Delusion with a stick. Oh, the rally from Crispy. Stays alive, luckily. SXJ does end up going down. Shiny finally killing SXJ, and there it is. Okay, they overwhelm them with this rally. Yeah, that overhealth. We'll see them through it. OT, though, 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Very much up struggle street there. Not sure how much that DC really affected Crispy, but it definitely was a thorn in the side for them.
At least you got the rally up for when it mattered most, which was going to be in that overtime scenario. But yeah, it's hard not to think about, had that been online for that fight where level 1 Kirk also still had the nano, if that would have looked a little bit different. Yeah, you gotta throw that behind you. You've gotta focus on the now, and the now is going to be hybrid with this Primal Rage as well as level 1 Kirk with this nano to see if they can actually get through this first defensive stronghold point, where Hypnos is dishing that back to them and then some. I'm looking at the duplicate again from SXJ as kind of a big difference maker in this fight. It was a duplicate onto the Ashe before. Maybe we get to see that again, or maybe even an Ana this time around.
Nano boost. Hybrids got the Primal Rage as well. They're very well situated here to go for a big kill. Oh, no way. Hybrid gets booped away, so he can't initially clear MCD off the high ground, but ends up going for the back smack there as MCD eventually falls. Curious why MCD didn't get in the little cubby hole there, but all good. Hybrid just kind of getting played with a little bit by Hypnos, by the backline. A minute to go now. And Hypnos once again kind of stacking these ultimates, only using Primal in that fight.
And that's a big deal, because now you're sub 1 minute territory. Vendetta, they're the ones that have kind of had to put the pressure on, and it's going to be hybrid with the nano.
Oh, this backline from Hypnos is just, it's so powerful, it's so strong, tall, muscular, handsome. Like, MCD and Cat and Thrash, they're just destroying hybrid in these dives. A nano boost, I mean, even an anti coming onto MCD was saved by Cat and Thrash. It's ridiculous stuff so far that they're able to stay alive through so much pain and torture. It normally comes at the expense of, or comes at the other hand of the Tracer and the Winston diving in onto you. Both Winstons now felled with only 15 seconds to go, and China the only one from Vendetta touching the point. They're gonna have to deal with these spawners that are coming back pretty quick. MC and Captain Thrash eventually slain by their own support duo.
Yeah, but now you have to look at who's actually going to be on this card to keep this contest up. Still quite a few members of Vendetta, and most notably you do have Hybrid. It's going to be able to push people back. But the rally too, perfect timing here from Crispy to have this.
By the skin of their teeth, they might just do it again. Yeah, SXJ coming back on the sim to try and turn this one, but it's not to be. 1 minute and 25. My word, Vendetta. It couldn't be any closer right now. There's a golden box of victory right on that third point.
Now it has to be a full map completion. For Hybrid, so close to being able to get this Primal Rage as well, so this is one way that you just kind of make sure that this payload can actually get past this final point. Delusion has spotted this out though, knows that Hybrid is waiting there, but kind of gets hurt in the process. Hybrid has the Primal though. Oh, you have the Nano too from level 1 Crook. This is a great way for Vendetta to open up this next fight.
Yeah, can they kill MCD and Captain Thrash? That is the question. Nade comes in onto the back line. Crispy antied, gets the bash, gets the healing as well from level 1 Crook, and it's actually Captain Thrash that'll end up going down first. Asleep on the tootsies there of Skytor, and then Nano Boost deployed onto Cookie. Now he just needs to click some heads. Or honestly, just click on anybody right now. Pulse Bomb connected to Skytor as China takes him out. 27 seconds to go now as Vendetta are going to try and hold these doors with the Primal Rage. Captain Thrash is back. MCD deploys the Nano onto the break, but can they actually get there in time? No, they cannot. It is Vendetta. Despite a tragically timed DC, will end up coming up with the map. A 2-1 lead now. Looking like they want to get revenge, of course. This being the decider game in this group, only one team can make it. Vendetta coming out on top on Kings. Oh, Eichenwalder, sorry.
I got them confused earlier, so like now is your turn to mix them up, so I feel better now personally. Thank you for that. But yeah, this has been a great series so far. Congratulations to Vendetta. I mean, being up 2-1 definitely feels good after what we ended up seeing their first go around between these two teams. Maybe this is just going to be a 3-1 for them this time around.
Well, we got Flashpoint and we got Push now to choose from, and it's Hypnos' time once again. And when they ended up facing up before, I mean, Colossia was the pick for Hypnos, so I would imagine we're going to see them go there again. It was like 101 to about 43 meters in the favor of Hypnos. But Vendetta on track to get some revenge, knock them out, see themselves through to the main event.
One might say they have a vendetta.
It was an easy one. Little slam dunk. You take those though. You take the slam dunks every time. Otherwise, people are going to be like, "Well, it's an easy setup."
That's
Beautiful
true.
stuff. Hybrid, yeah, Hybrid's having a rough time for sure against the backline of MCD and Captain Thrash, but I mean, okay.
It hasn't mattered.
It hasn't mattered.
Like,
Exactly.
It really hasn't mattered because the name of the game is still to try to keep the backline busy, and even if you're not actually getting the trades onto them, like taking down MCD or Prash, you're still buying space for like the rest of your team to put in the work. Like Cookie, China, all you care about is setting the stage for them to show us what they've got. China's been doing that in spades. Cookie on the Ash was so impactful as well, with just all of those dynamites to make the job even easier for China.
All right. One more map to go, potentially, for Vendetta to get their revenge. Here are the stats from that last one. Pretty close, as you would imagine it would be in terms of like damage and healing, etc.
Yeah.
And
Really
any
close.
map, we discussed it before, but any map, I think that China can benefit on the Tracer, I think is one they're going to pick. I think Colosseo is one of those, and I think that's probably where they're going to go. Could be wrong, but we'll have to see how they end up choosing. Because we could also go to a Flashpoint, which is, again, pretty decent for the Rush, pretty decent for Tracer here.
It's good for the Tracer.
Yeah, just looking onwards, too. I mean, you know, Space Station were kind of getting out of their group, so the battle for second place, and it kind of happens a lot, especially when it ends Space Station, etc. in those groups. But this is a Vendetta team. I mean, Hybrid obviously off-rolling at the moment. Normally, like historically, has been a DPS player, but playing on a tank right now, it's looking real good. Honestly, I would be full of confidence right now if I was Vendetta. Might see another map number 5, in groups. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Who knows?
That's gonna happen. I mean, we'll see. But we'll have to jump to a quick break before we go there. Just give the team a couple of minutes, or both teams, sorry, a couple of minutes before we get into our fourth and potential final map. It is Vendetta with Match Point on the way to maybe that main event next week. We'll see in a bit. Welcome back. Vendetta, maybe getting some revenge here. 2-1 in the series so far. Hypnos going down on Eichenwalder. It's their map pick as Vendetta might see themselves through to the main event next week. Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, it's been a rough old road, I think, especially on that Eichenwalder map. It was a kind of a disappointing DC from Crispy there, but they still managed to pull it out the bag. Going to New Junk City. I thought it was going to be Colosseo, just because they won against them in their previous match in Group A. But here we go. New Junk City. As, more rush, I'd imagine, more dive, more China playing Tracer and finding sick pulse bomb kills. I think that's going to be the order here of the day.
That is definitely on the menu. I cannot wait to see a little bit more of that. If it's not the pulse bombs, then I think we could totally see a world where we see a little bit more rush of different styles. Actually, like both Ramatra and Junker Queen playable here if they really want to go down that route. So we'll see what they decide to settle in on.
Or maybe China even playing the Venture. Okay, don't mind that at all, honestly. Cookie TP, and then Cookie on the Tracer. All right. And then Hypnos with a very different style. Maybe anticipating the Queen here from Hybrid using the Mei.
Mei, the Cassidy, I think kind of an interesting look here from Hypnos to go for something like the Ramatra, but Ramatra is a hero that we've seen Skytor pick up on occasion. Vendetta though, like, yeah, maybe expecting the Ramatra, but I do think there's playing the Junker Queen really does sort of play into their style, where China, Cookie, able to play with this Adventure and this Tracer just into the backline, get this big bleeds.
Nice nade from Kyo there. Yeah, that's
that
one big
good
hindrance to the Venture. That will be the cast nade. Stops them from burrowing. All right, Vendetta. They end up capping that point first, but a very quick flip here from Hypnos. I want to see if there's going to be any small adjustments here from Vendetta, or if they're just going to continue running this Queen. Looks like they're just going to stick with it for the time being.
You have a little bit of time to see if it's going to work. You did also get a little bit of percentage on the board before you ended up getting kind of taken off of it. The Rampage is also going to be kind of fun to play around, especially knowing that you don't not only have like the commanding shout, but you also have this Kitsune Rush coming up soon. It's a lot of speed to work with here on Vendetta.
Oh, someone help him!
Oh no.
Oh, Hybrid. A slow and painful death at the hands of the Mei. And a frosty one too. Oh, that would have been cheeky, but good chase down. That's going to be point, I would imagine. Because it's so hard for Vendetta to get in and actually find a full fighters 5.
Yeah.
A couple of them are spawning, but they got 20%. They will be able to get another touch, so maybe I'm speaking a little bit too soon here. It's not like it's at like 90% when they were just rolling out the gate.
But you make a good point, though. Like, how do you actually get past this Mei wall? You have to be able to chunk through it all the while. Like, okay, you're able to get to the point, but now what?
Good luck. Yeah, good luck against the window on the high ground too. You can see the only person that actually made it through the window was Hybrid, but Skyjaw's going to finish that one up. Nice little 3K on the punches. There we go, Hypnos with a very easy first point. Kind of out-comping Vendetta right now, it feels like, but again, it's not like sunk cost fallacy on that point specifically, I think, especially with how the Mei walls work and how small those rooms are. It's probably the best point for the Mei. So yeah, we'll see how they transition to this next one.
It does start to lose its efficacy when you look at some of these future points. Like, here's a great example of that. When you go over to Refinery, there's a lot of different avenues in which you can ingress onto the point. So you're not super worried about the Mei as much, but you can still isolate the healing. Like, poor Hybrid, again, not able to receive healing from the team.
There is something funny watching Queen just like wade through what looks like sludge as she's just getting left-clicked by the Mei as Kyo just walks away, basically. It throws the magnet, or it throws the Hindane, the flashbang, whatever it's called now. It's like 17 different names. And then it's just getting perma left-click. Couldn't even get the axe swing off to get the health back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good day to be a Junker Queen. They've got 4 ults as they run into this, and
but if it doesn't work here, then you gotta switch. So get the rampage down, use the rush, make some work done.
Crook's dead.
Never mind.
Crook's dead. Jailed, perhaps. Maybe needs to be a level 99 Crook to survive that one. It's about 13 million XP to be there, though. As Hypnos, they only use that high noon. They got Blizzard, they got Annihilation, they got Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier for the rush, right? You don't want to ideally Sound Barrier the Sound Barrier, otherwise the rush is just going to annihilate you. There's a lot of ultimate names in that sentence. You work out which one's which. 90% on the board for Hypnos. China to touch. Oh,
and instantly...
Goodbye, tectonic shock! Oh, no. Well, you almost killed one. Sound Barrier comes in. Thrash is going to hit all of them. They eventually do focus down Skytor, but look, while the Queen's wading through sludge again, as Hybrid cannot, well, eventually finds the kill onto MCD, but it's tough to take down SXJ at the best of times on the Mei. Doubly so if you're just holding left-click perma against the Queen. And Hypnos with a 100-0 on that point. Oh, dearie me, this map is slipping through the fingers of Vendetta right now, and it's actually gonna force Hybrid to switch over to the Doomfist.
Okay, Doomfist hopefully gonna fare a little bit better, but I feel like you still run into the same problem. Hindernade from the Cassidy, the slow from the Mei Cryo. Like, is this any better? I feel like you're just running into the same ice wall problem.
Right. So, yeah,
I guess you have the punch maybe to get away. You can like jump up from the wall. I don't know. I don't see the vision, Jaws.
Well, they're going to pressure the point with the Tracer. Cookie has got Pulse Bomb, and that's going to be their best bet, probably, is just trying to find these stragglers. That's what the Doom does best. But yeah, there's just so much extra CC. Oh, good kill from Cookie there, dancing around that window to perfection. And there it is, Vendetta. They are going to be able to claim the point. They do end up using this rush. I can't imagine Hypnos are going to end up swapping here. Again, like you mentioned, I think it's going to be tough for Hybrid to get like maximum value on the Doomfist, but even just getting a power-up punch might be quite difficult too.
Already off to a better start though. They do have some, you know, they're getting there. All right, 1 down, like 8 more to go. You guys got this. I believe in you. But yeah, I think like the power punch is nice because you can at least disrupt a little bit of the attack from Hypnos. Maybe also able to force out a couple of cooldowns. Like if you can get the Mei to use Ice Block early, then you do have a bit of an easier time dealing with it. And then that was great. You just punched out the high noon. Fantastic.
Yeah, really nice stuff. Hypnos has already lost 1-2 in Captain Thrash. Yeah, that's what you really want. Just get up in their faces, hopefully get that power-up punch there, and then punch everybody back. And then as soon as you end up doing that, Cookie's a little bit more free too. They're very much like all in. They want to be able to take out Kyo first, so we can deal with the Mei later. Just get that main source of damage down, because the Doomfist is so slippery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, China's been a bit cheeky here. I like this forward play, though, honestly. There's the burrow. They're going to Suzu pretty early. MCD is, yeah, instantly dead to China. That was a very early Suzu coming out from MCD. More of a panic one, it felt like there is Vendetta. Oh, they're going to take the fight early and take the point. Need a reverse sweep on this flashpoint here, as we see Hypnos, SXJ jumping over to, wasn't the Torp there for half a second, but the Tracer. Now, no more Mei.
Junkyard now, this is where, again, like, the Mei starts to become even less effective. You just have so much open territory, and if you're gonna get punched out of things, like, the ability to use your wall, or even just, like, getting punched through Ice Block is crazy, right? So, oh, he also has Tectonic Shock. There's no shield for this.
There is no shield, but they don't need it. Nice little Vortex play. However, that rush on this high ground. Yeah, that's high grounds are very much ours now. You paid no rent for that one. I were missing a couple of punches. Hard to punch Tracer, to be fair, but good stuff. A very different look from Vendetta. Kind of regret running out on the Queen now, I would imagine. And their comp's going to be so hard to lock down, too. They got this Annihilation on the side of Hypnos, but good luck using that against how much mobility Vendetta have. And they're going to go early again, or at least try to.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Annihilation right now from SkyTour. Maybe just able to get into the fight a little bit faster. Something with the rush behind your sails is not too bad of a thing to have either. But man, the Vendetta are coming up and punching like so early.
There's the Annihilation. But already SXJ and Kyo are dead. DPS down, and the Annihilation lasts for I think the minimum duration it could possibly last, to be honest with you. Hybrid's already back in the mix there. As the Annihilation fades away, now you've only got Nemesis form to deal with. A Pulse Bomb on the front, Suzu'd by MCD, as MCD also takes down Crispy. China trying to run away, no CDs left, had 4 HP, got chased down. Vendetta need a clean, like, wipe here. They need to just reset completely. Go again as 5, because this is the point where Hypnos' comp really comes up very powerful, is holding an actual point itself.
Right, exactly. With the Deadeye too, that's kind of one way that you can also maintain that point presence on the defense. But SXJ looking for a target with that Pulse Bomb. You don't have any support ultimates, but I feel like with just the double DPS, Hypnos is going to be feeling pretty good about their chances to keep control at this point. You have to make Vendetta come to you.
Oh, tried. He tried to punch the high noon, not to be this time. A little bit short on that one. Sound barrier comes in from Vendetta. Where's the response from Hypnos? They got a Pulse Bomb, and that's about it. It does secure a kill onto China, but it's going to be all up to Hybrid now. You can see SkyTour just sitting on the point pretty much as the rest of his team are trying to find picks around him. It's been real tough, but Hypnos at least get 99. As Vendetta used one of their big ultimates to win that fight in that sound barrier. They also used the Doomfist ult at Meteor Strike.
So they're really hoping that they do have the Pulse Bomb as well as the Tectonic Shock for this next fight. Otherwise, Hypnos wins and they tie up the series. And Vendetta don't want that.
Monkey.
The biggest thing for Hypnos, though, is that they do have the sound barrier. And yeah, SkyTour just switched over to the Winston. So dive versus dive, different flavor. But the Winston's been really good to at least have the shield, too, maybe for this Tectonic Shock.
Well, there's the beat. Pretty early, actually, from Hypnos. They got to capitalize quick. You can see when Vendetta are... Look at Captain Fresh's POV right now. They are everywhere. Behind them, sideways, left, right, center, up in the sky, down below. Quite literally with the Venture. Excavation initiation there from China. Easy kill onto Captain Fresh. That'll be point 2. Very early sound barrier from the Lucio from Hypnos. And Vendetta setting himself up for a reverse sweep on New Junk City alone. 30 seconds to the point unlocks. And they got a priority position too. Look how far Hypnos are away. Just spawning now as a group.
I mean, you can just hit them with the Kitsune Rush as soon as Hypnos show their face. Right? Like, that's the big upside here for Vendetta getting to the point first. MCD does have one to be able to throw into the mix as well.
Oh, they're going in. Oh, MCD just had zero control of his character there, I think. China and Crispy do end up getting traded here, but look at Cookie's positioning. It's in the back line right now, and especially with the Doomfist ult being available, you have so many extra lives as the Doom. Croak also falls. Primal Rage has been popped. Cookie on the mini, picks it up eventually, but Skytor chases down the tricky Tracer. And now it's tank versus tank. Although I say that Captain Thrash is making it a little bit more uneven. But with how quickly people are spawning in, I'm not sure Hypnos are going to be able to get a clean cap. No, it doesn't look like it. It's Vendetta already back to full strength.
And that's kind of leaves Skytor all by his lonesome to have to try to contest this point. The monkey bubbles are definitely going to help with that as you wait for those reinforcements to come through. And that's going to be Kyo with the Deadeye, hoping to find somebody in his line of sight.
Can they get the cap off this? Yes, they can. High Noon only does a tickling bit of damage there, rolls out the way of the Doom Punch, but SXA is already dead. Sound Barrier comes in from Vendetta. That overhealth already disappearing, but so the rest of Hypnos right now, as they're all just scattering. You can see the only person on the point was Skytor to try and stall out, and maybe and hopefully able to stay alive, but against the Sound Barrier, it's pretty tough to do so. They're denying quite a bit of time off the time bank, though, I must say. It's taking a little while for Vendetta to actually clean up. There we go. Okay, so it's going to be about 50% before Vendetta find the flip.
The Deadeye was really important to allow Hypnos to grab that first, and then after that, the stall was immaculate, right? You had the Primal Rage, definitely going to help you out there, but I think just outside of that, the fact that you've captured 50%, you get to come back into this with the Rush, the Pulse Bomb, so Hypnos are definitely in a position where they can tie up the series. Vendetta, though, on the flip side of things, they have another Rush as well as another Pulse Bomb, so it's going to be explosive here. Maybe China's able to get this tectonic shock up with this Rush.
Ooh, don't want to mess with a Castino in that Rush. Definitely
Crispy's
not.
dead.
Yeah, Crispy, Croak down as well. Q does end up falling. How much time can Vendetta really stall here? They've got Meteor Strike as well. This could be a good opportunity for Hybrid to use it. Good little punch too. Sends the Kiriko reeling, and it's actually China that's coming up big with kills. Cookie is traded as Hybrid just slam back down to earth. Used the full effect of the Doomfist ultimate to heal himself up too, as the support right now is lacking. Tectonic shock for Vendetta. Hypnos still in control though, as Vendetta does end up finding a flip. But now 80% is Vendetta looking to find the win, looking to close this series out and send them towards the main event next week.
But they've got nothing in the tank. Hypnos get to come back into this one with a Sound Barrier as well as his Deadeye. If they can extend it long enough,
MCD's already down.
Rage.
Sound Barrier comes in, hits 4. Where is the OT touch? They have managed to get it, but Hybrid, they're just picking them apart right now. A 20-player kill streak as well for the Doomfist. 75% as Skytor eventually kills off Crispy, so it's only Hybrid in China on the point, and Hybrid is pretty low. China stalling for some additional time there as they do hit the burrow, as well as the dual dash to get away, and somehow, some way survives too. But where's the final touch? Hybrid healed all the way back up now, but they still have to deal with this Primal Rage, Rose.
Oh, the Primal Rage is going to get popped so early here to make sure that they can actually bully people off the point, but if that prolongs, Crispy's going to get the Sound Barrier.
Sound Barrier, he has to get this one off, and he manages to land it too. Cookies, unfortunately, does end up going down, though, as the Sound Barrier is going to see them through at least the majority of this fight. Eventually, he is slain by Captain Thrash there, but China still and Hybrid picking up big kills. Nice little Doom block there on the sticky bombs, but no sticky bombs even. As Hypnos clutches it out at the very end.
Wow.
A 2-2 in the series, another map 5. It's not going to be a crazy reverse sweep, a very back and forth series so far. As Vendetta, they made the switch-ups required there, swapping from the Queen, going over to the Doom. It looked like this series, they had it in their hands. But we're going to push as our last game type here.
I wonder what would have happened, though, if the switch from the Junker Queen had happened earlier. I feel like a lot of teams, sometimes they get stuck in that mentality of, we're so close to Rampage. We're so close to X Ultimate, so we're just gonna stick with it. Instead of just giving, you keep some Ultimate charge. Maybe, some thought for the future.
That's the most ridiculous misstep of words I've ever had. I'm going to blame it on the hunger. We're going to a map number 5. It's going to be push.
I actually didn't even catch what you said.
Okay, good. Don't rewind the VOD. Do not rewind the VOD.
Okay.
Colosseo, I keep bringing it up, but Colosseo was the push map that Hypnos did choose in their series in the opening matches a little bit earlier on. You can see this is the start of the series, the start of this map, right? The start of this map was Queen. for Vendetta. They ran the Queen against the Mei, and SXJ just played with the Queen the whole time. It's like, okay, you want to walk up to our team? That's fine. We left click you, you die. You can't do much on the Queen. And then the Doomfist came in for Hybrid. Looked like they just wanted to go for the touch. It actually ended up working out. Prompted SXJ to switch from the Mei to the Tracer. And it looked like Vendetta were going to get a reverse sweep on this map, but a denial at the very final few moments. Maybe if Cookie didn't end up going down and they received the beat from Crispy, maybe that would have been a very different story. But Skytor also came out rather large, switching from the Ram to the Winston at the very end. You could see how many kills and how much impact the Winston was having. The Primal Rage as well. I mean, this is the final few moments here. You can see Cookie ends up going down, the beat lands, it only connects with 3, so China didn't end up getting that overhealth, but it was gone in a flash. I think Skytor did an immense amount of work on the Winston. Can they close this one out? Can Hypnos replay their opening matches, only losing an extra map, of course, and see themselves in the main event? Or can Vendetta come back here? It has been a close series thus far, and here are the stats from that last map.
I'm looking at Vendetta having the upper hand when it comes down to push. You can play Tracer on every single one of those maps. And so I'm looking at China right now. I'm going, you're probably going to be pretty happy about this. And it wasn't China that actually played the Tracer in this last map, but I think the compositions just worked out a little bit better for you on push to play China on Tracer instead.
I wonder if they're going to do the Venture again, though. Seriously, I think there's a real possibility here that they might try the Venture and then have Cookie on the Tracer. Yet to be seen. Of course, we'll find out the map in just a moment. It is Vendetta's pick. They did end up going down in that map. Where do you expect we go? If we do end up seeing like the Tracer and the Venture from the team, where do you think we go here? Runesapi, obviously, New Queen Street, or the Old Coliseum?
I feel like it has to be Runesapi.
Okay.
But maybe that's also just like my lizard brain thinking like, ooh, Runesapi is like the new shiny toy, and like I want to see the new map. More, please.
I do like Runesapi. It's created one of the funniest moments in Overwatch Esports history, in recent history at least, the $80,000 Ajax.
Oh, no, stop. That's so painful.
It is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Caught in 4K. Caught. All right, well, you got your wish, Rose.
Let's go.
We're going to Runesapi. Vendetta's pick. Taking Circuit and Eichenwalde. And then Hypnos taking Lijiang and New Junk City. Here we go. Runesapi to round us out. 2 map 5s, Rose.
I'm
one reverse
so excited.
Sweep and 1 back and forth. Can't ask for better than this to round out Group A. The winner here will be sent with SSG straight to the main event starting next week.
I'm so excited. I feel like it just harkens back to what we were talking about for how close the competition really has been in EMEA. And I always get so excited being able to cast this region. I love North America also, but I feel like EMEA competition has always just been so close to call. We've already been treated to 2 map 5s. I think we have even more to come tomorrow when we look at rounding out the rest of the teams making it to the main event, but I don't know. Giles, I'm glad to be back. I love Overwatch.
Oh yeah, I am straight. Oh, wrong camera. Oh, I was sitting down.
No.
Standing desk moment. Look out! I could sit down. I could just be a little head. Yeah, I'm not. The producers in my true form. Like, come on now. Okay, even the producers.
It's like the malding. It's like you're just malding when you look that.
I was just chilling, just waiting for the map to open. I just wanted a little sit down. Okay.
I know. Yeah. No, I feel you.
Leave me be. No, this is yeah. I'm gonna jump on and play after the NA games. I think, especially with the Juno out. Although, yeah, I'm not like I said at the top of the show. I'm not sure how powerful Juno is right now. I don't think the utility-wise, feels like you want to play Ana and Kiri over the character.
Yeah.
Yet to be seen. I'm excited to see if any teams are going to kind of pick it up as well as we eventually kind of move on to the Juno and the Clash set of rules as we move on throughout the stage. But we're here right now. Hypnos and Vendetta going to Runesapi. And it's definitely a map where you can... I'm not sure how much you can play the Venture. I said it, but I'm like, oh, do you just want Cookie on the hit scan? Because Ashe and Cass are pretty good here. So I think... If they went to Colosseo, I think you probably would see the... No, because even then...
No, I think you still play the Ashe.
I think you still play the Ashe here, yeah. Unless they want to play the Doom, I think. If they want to play the Doom again, maybe you just do that the double dive heroes. Of course, Season 12 is live, by the way. New hero, Juno, of course, is in Ranked, available right now. So you, right now, could be feeding in Ranked as soon as the matches finish here today. And, of course, Clash as well coming out. And you can pick them up on all the new skins on the Battle Pass as well.
I'm excited. I want to get my hands on that Reaper skin so badly.
Yeah,
Reaper's like one of the first heroes I learned how to play. I feel like he has like the best skins. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, to give you a quick look, let's quickly toss the trailer while we get the lobby all sorted. We'll see in a second.
Hello, Terrence. I am Juno. It is nice to meet you. My new life on Earth has been so exciting. We have much to discuss. I have seen pictures, but Earth is so much more beautiful in person.
Watch and learn.
Oh, the sand here reminds me of home. It looks like it is made of gold.
Line and sinker.
There are some people I have been advised to avoid. Mother said all dogs were cute. Perhaps she was mistaken?
I will reap your soul.
I am having trouble keeping track of everyone I meet. They keep changing their appearance. Alright. That one is Mercy. That one is Diva. I'm so bad with names. I was worried that keeping up would be hard. But it looks like I am not the only one starting from zero. Brushing up on one's skills is always a good idea.
Always more to learn.
As the Terrans say, it is party time! My adventure has just begun! Wait, what was that?
Well, we'll have to find out the mystery of why Frostborn is in the game. I'm actually...
I can't wait.
more
Did
round
you see the Sylvanas Widowmaker?
Yeah, Sylvanas Widowmaker as well. If you're a
so
WoW
good!
head, then yeah, you're gonna be loving the new stuff that they're coming out with. Right, Ruinous Army. They just had to remake the lobby, by the way. Just give everybody a heads up real quick. So they're just getting all the players back in. I'm gonna start the map again. It's all good. No DCs, no pauses, no extra stuff like that. We're just gonna hop right in. Map number 5: Vendetta versus Hypnos. Man, it looked like it was going to be a reverse sweep, but Hypnos at the very end clutched up, denying a reverse sweep on Flashpoint and denying, a reverse sweep there. So we'll see what happens in map number 5. So doubly denying a reverse sweep, technically, as we jump onto Runasapi as our 5th and final map here in EU for today. And then NA obviously is a little bit later on. We'll see what Vendetta want to run. Like I said, I wouldn't say bullied or tricked myself into it. I was like, man, surely they just run the Venture again. But yeah, it looks like Cookie is going to hold it over.
You were just hopeful. I think you were just really, really hopeful.
I really like seeing that dive. It's like so chaotic, and it's very frustrating to kind of deal with, especially if you're a backliner. But it looks like Vendetta are going back to your faithful here. Cookie on the Ashe, China on the Tracer.
Okay, so it makes a lot of sense. Vendetta has found so much success being able to use China on their Tracer, and then Hybrid on the Winston is just another way to really make sure that this dive composition is going to be strong. But you do have this Ramatra Brawl on the other side, and I just kind of wonder how both of these styles are going to clash into each other. I feel like the Ramatra has been really good from SkyTour specifically, and has really kind of forced Vendetta's hand into trying to figure out how to play around it, but when you've got China on the Tracer, I feel like a lot of things are possible. I'm going to chalk this one up to bad timing.
Yeah, that was bad timing. Definitely not a caster curse. Definitely not.
No.
First kill. Going over to Gio there. China goes down. Yeah, still have to be worried about the Hindenade or the flashbang.
Good start, though, here for Hypnos. I'm looking kind of at like the rush, like when can this come online? That's a pretty big difference here between the two back lines. You got MCD that has the Kitsune, so the Suzus are going to be so nice here to cleanse those antis from level 1 Crook. But similarly, you know, you got this very survivable back line from Crispy. Ooh. That's quite nice for the Ashe.
Yeah, real nice setup. Oh, what a coach gun too. No chance for Kyo to escape there. And that's where you got Cookie on the Ashe. Pure domination on the hit scan. And never gets old seeing a good hit scan player. Just shoot and click on heads. There you go. Vendetta end up winning that fight. Got close to a Bob, close to a Nano. They're all looking good to try and claim this lead.
All right, so a little bit tit for tat. I feel like we should expect to see a little bit more of this. Like, as the ultimates also start to come online, a lot of these fights are going to be decided on who is actually able to get the ults to work properly. So for level 1 Crook, it's going to be, this is Nano actually going to land in Hybrid. Can Hybrid get that job done? Similarly, can MCG set up this rush so that like the entire team can benefit from it? But look at the cleanse, actually doesn't work on a Kyo.
It missed. I think the cleanse missed completely there. All good. Kyo survived. Sliver of HP and anti. Nano boost onto Hybrid though, and the backup of the Primal Rage if he really wants to use it. Oh, the Pulse Bomb from SXJ will turn the tides though, as Crook falls victim to it. See if Hybrid wants to pop the Primal. He does. Got the sight set on the Lucio. Cat and Thrash easily able to dodge out the way. Takes many years to be good at a Primal Rage. You can see the Lucio easily being able to deal with that. And as quick as Bob was deployed, as quick as he was sent on home, as it will be Hypnos regaining control of that bot and trying to find some stag kills too. Should be an easy one onto Cookie, although wants a little bit more than he can chew there, Gio, but he receives the sound barrier just in time to get saved. Look like Cookie at their number. And the bot, again, in control of Hypnos as they burn the rally from Vendetta, which is a massive loss for this next upcoming fight.
It is. I was gonna say that the sound barrier looked to be like it was a little bit expensive, but if you're gonna get the sound, like the rally as a response to that, I think you're in, and also the checkpoint, I guess I should say. Like that's a really good trade to make for such a valuable ultimate. And now you look at Hypnos being able to follow that up with this. Ooh, I was gonna say Pulse Bomb here from China gonna stick, but yeah, Suzu's great.
Suzu looking clean, Butt Scratch mode complete. As we move on forward. Yeah, a rather treacherous point to kind of cap. You really need ideally a quick and clean team fight here. The Annihilation should do it. I think someone got booped over the edge. Was it MCD? Not sure if he got booped over the edge there or he just got turned into jam on the wall. But Vendetta do end up half winning this fight at the very beginning, but SkyTour again surviving. His ability to kind of stay alive, and I think a lot of that time is Vendetta kind of ignoring him to the very last moment, which is normally what you do. And like, okay, if the Winston dives in, we'll explode them, but we want to kill the supports and the DPS, but SkyTour with the Annihilation straight into another Nemesis form cleans on up, and they get some additional meterage.
Do you think we get another full completion here?
Surely not. Surely not, he says, cluelessly. Clueless.
Well, you got another rush here for Hypnos. You also have the Deadeye, so that's going to be one speedy Cassidy coming your way.
I mean, yeah, China's already dead, Rose.
Yeah.
End up pulling the rush. Cookie as well is in a nice position, overlooking from the high ground too, but now that high ground is, well, it can't be used whatsoever. Can chill out in this small room, I suppose, but it actually just slings the Bob out. Tries to find some control in this fight, but the Bob is in the window. Decent position, actually. Not too bad.
I don't know, not too bad. It's at least gonna go ahead and stop them in their tracks for a little while, but, you know, how does Vendetta actually follow up? You do have the Doomfist ultimate, but you're so low.
Hybrid got hella scammed there. Nice meteor strike, though.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I thought Hybrid was guaranteed to land that punch, but it looks like he slid off one of the services.
Soundberry, though, ready for Crispy.
Yeah, but look at the meterage differential here, Rose. 103 to 22.
It is a lot that you're gonna have to make up if you're Vendetta, but like this is the comeback right here. You still have 4.5 minutes left. That is pretty good amount of time, but China just consistently has been getting picked off. They're using the sound barrier at a deficit right now.
Yeah, they are indeed, and it's actually going to force Hypnos to use their own, but I think they're more than happy with that. It's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you get, what, a few meters? What was it, like 5 or something? Like, sure, we trade sound barriers, that's fine. MCD swapping over to Ana, dealing with the Doomfist a little bit easier. China is just normally very consistent on the pulse bombs, very consistent on Tracer. Like you said, it's been shut down over and over again. And I think that's the big crux of their composition right now, is that China's not able to stay alive. Oh, good pulse, though. You take that.
Yes, you absolutely take that. That's the China that we have come to expect from playing this Tracer, but you still have so much work cut out for you. You still barely made it past this halfway point, and you're looking at level 1 Crook, maybe even holding on to this Nano for the next fight. But look at still, like, you bring up the differential that hasn't been changed within this last fight.
Right, now they're gonna start getting some meters. They still need to cross checkpoint too.
Proceed with me.
Kia actually switching over to the Ash as well, but not staying. I'm surprised actually, considering how well they've been able to shut down China.
Okay, a couple good shots here from the Ash, from Keo, but Cookie's gonna have the Bob as well as his Nano from level 1 Crook. That's actually gonna go on to Hybrid. We have seen what Doomfist can do with that Nano before.
They give Keo the Nano to survive the Doomfist dive. I mean, no Nano anymore. Because the Doomfist has to just escort himself out. Stage left. Goodbye. I mean,
it's like they pulled, like,
they
you
do
know,
end
the
up coming up with... They come up with meterage heroes, but it's 2.5 minutes to go, and Hypnos, they just keep resetting. They keep getting this forward spawns. Like, where's the opening here for Vendetta?
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I'm just... it feels like it's just slipping through their fingers. They haven't been able to make a meaningful amount of progress even when they have had the ultimate advantage. Here comes the Bob, but like, is it actually helping you gain the territorial control that you want? So like, the answer to that is no, because you're using it as a last-ditch effort to stop Hypnos from getting a full cap here. Now you've got sub 2 minutes. And Vendetta have, like, they do have the Pulse Bomb, the Doomfist ult, and the Sound Barrier to work with, but I don't know, you gotta make a lot out of what you've got given to you and with a minute and 40 left. It just feels impossible.
Well, SXJ does with a Pulse Bomb. Getting chased by the Lucio, should be able to get out. All good. Minute and 30 to go now as Hybrid tried to make a play on the Doomfist. Nice health pack still by SXJ, but the Sound Barrier is going to connect with the Doomfist, so they're able to survive for a little bit longer. SXJ still putting a lot of pressure down. Level 1 Crick had no idea where SXJ was there. That is very unlucky. And Vendetta, once again, they lose their backline. And with Hybrid dead too, slowly but surely, Vendetta are just bleeding out right now as Hypnos have them under their spell. It's, what, double support with the Bob up next? I mean, Vendetta, they lose here. If they cannot find a clean fight,
they will lose. Yeah.
They will topple.
And they just made some changes. You've got the Hybrid Winston now, the Crispy Brigida, but these swaps, are they coming in too little too late in these cases? I don't know, like, the Doomfist, it was working until it wasn't, and now you're on the back foot with 30 seconds left. You've got the Nano that's going to have to be the last Hail Mary effort here, and it's going on Hybrid to see if he can get the job done.
Well, Nano Boost on the Monkey. There's the backline, immediately crunched. Can they find these trades? That is the question. Looks like they managed to get China, but that's about it. Yeah, Hybrid is going to help Cookie clean up Skytor, and Keo goes for a reset, but now we're in OT, and look at the ultimate bank for Hypnos. And Vendetta have already used the Nano. This pulse one from China has to hit Captain Thrash, or it's over.
It does. Like the rally could absolutely seal the deal here. I'm even looking at the primal range though from SkyTour, even just negating the ability here for China to actually land this pulse bomb. Comes down to this though, and it's gonna be a tough road ahead, even if Vendetta are able to land the mark with this pulse bomb.
I mean, China knows it too. Look,
more fight wins.
Hunting for one of the supports. Ideally, you take out the Brig, so the Ana is more vulnerable. SXJ playing defense. There's the triple dash. Misses the pulse. Only finds a hit marker, and China might not even make it out alive. SXJ in hot pursuit. Picks up the mini, 100 HP remaining, but still needs support. Bob on the point, holding the fort down. The primal rage pops, and here come the overwhelming amount of ults. Hypnos, all they needed to do was press Q, and press Q they did. An elimination match as Vendetta are wiped clean off of the face of Runasapi as Hypnos find the win in 5.
Whew, what a series. Sully, we got another 5 mapper to end all our day. Like, honestly, pretty great stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where your weird C9 curse went, but you channeled it into some 5-map series bangers.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I will take it.
And we run with that narrative for now. Honestly, though, what a series. I mean, Hypnos, they won the first bout in their opening match against them, and that one was a bit easier there. It was a 3-1 victory with basically just them playing dive. Lots of Echo was being played, lots of Tracer being played. This time around, though, what a back and forth, what an incredible series, and then series within the series. So let's roll it all back. It feels like we started this eternity ago, and quite frankly, it was a strong start once again for Hypnos. So after the map 1, it was like, nah, they downloaded them. This is going to be pretty clear cut. Well, joke's on you, it was not. There are so many highlight moments from so many individual players. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I think SkyTour, especially for me, is...
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Amazing on the Winston. Really good. This map was really, really fun to watch. I think the Widowmaker play and the Hanzo play
so
as well,
good.
back and forth, was really sick. But for me, I think SkyTour especially just came up massive. The guy's an absolute beast on the Winston, and
I want to give a shout out though. If you are shout outing SkyTour on Winston,
yeah.
I think you have to mention MCD there as well. MCD's nades were so valuable. I think the conversion rate of those nades and also those nanos and the support he's been giving SkyTour there on Winston really 100%. Allowed him to make that much space.
Yeah, support is the backbone of the team. You've got to keep your support alive. If you're
true.
Or you're trading support backlines, right? And that was the big thing too, and I'm glad you brought that up, Zoe. Especially on Eichenwalder, MCD and Thrash, I kind of pointed out during that map, they didn't die much. Like, they were very hard to actually pick off. And that's the classic, like, Ana Brig, you're going to stay alive forever. You nade the floor, you both have increased healing, you start, like, swinging the flail, and you don't die. Like, it's pretty tough.
Well, I am watching amazing Overwatch. Thank you for asking, Elodie.
I was going to say, Elodie sounds like she's also enjoying
She's about to analyze this game.
Let's go.
Sure,
I love
it.
Yeah, that's right.
I love that. Cute.
Are you watching?
Yeah, we're watching a video game, Elodie, and it's a very exciting one as it was a 5-map banger. And a lot of that due to individual performances such as XYJ, our player of the match on that Echo, put in so much work.
Yes, SXJ was so impactful. Like, I think it was, whether it was honestly like the Echo, or we even got a chance to see a little bit of the May earlier too. Jaws, this was just a standout. Like the Echo in conjunction with the Winston was always so stellar. But then you saw the May and how much work it was able to put in on on New Junk City, as well as just that first map that we had in the series too. So great. Like the May, like sniping the tracers from across the map.
It is just the left clicks for me. Just standing at literal arm's length, like, you know, older brother to younger brother, holding the head so they can't punch you, you know what I mean? Like, that, it's just so silly. Going from, super high damage, high impact Echo to then utility May. SSJ looks super clean in this match. Sorry, just as an overall, yeah, really well deserved. I think SkyTalk could have gotten it as well, but I think the overall impact throughout so many different heroes, I think SSJ deserved that easily.
Oh, absolutely. I would have been the one person who's going like, I'm gonna give the player of the match to someone from the opposing team who did not win. That would have been me. China all the way. China's Tracer. I think that just deserves an honorable mention. Because quite frankly, China showed us once again why they are considered to be one of the best tracers in that region. Absolute menace with those pulse bombs. But yeah, the opposition was strong. This was an incredible match, a very, very exciting match indeed. And I hope we're going to have a winner's interview in just a little bit so we can talk through what transpired, because, you know, this is a long series, and a lot of these players, they might not be used to taking it all away, and then to have the mental tenacity to you know, stick with it and then come back from like the deficits that we've seen those teams coming back from. Very impressive.
Yeah, it was kind of funny too. It's like denying the reverse sweep on the flashpoint, and then also kind of denying that as well. Like that was
it's
really
like a
funny.
double deny. Very
yeah, it's like a double deny. Like, we're going to stop you right here. It was a really, really well played. The thing that shocked me the most, honestly, was the second rig out. We saw China on the Tracer, and that's not really a map you win with that kind of comp. And then I was thinking, like, well, if they are able to win here, then they go to a map that they're kind of favored on. And we spoke about it a lot, and I probably harped on it about too much, about the whole Blizzard World thing. It's the only map they took off Hypnos in their previous series. And I was like, wow, they're in such a good stead. And I think Vendetta, they got a lot more to kind of prove too. I think that team they got a lot of tools in their box. And I think even if China, I wouldn't say is restricted to the Tracer, but definitely their best character, and same with the Venture too, is definitely up there as well. I think this team, yeah, on a perfect map pool, they can really take down some of the big boys, I think. And it was a fun series. 2 map 5s in the group stage is crazy to me.
I know. What are the odds? Again, some
very
weird,
small
positive curse.
I'll take it. Please let me be free of the C9 curse.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is a great new curse to be part of, Rose. So let's get it. Let's do it. As far as I'm concerned, we're just gonna assume that the NA portion of things will be all 3-0s, and that's that. Because you can't get treated to so much great Overwatch in one day. Surely. I do believe I just heard that we have the interview ready. Yes. No. Yes, we do.
Yay.
We have a voice-only interview with Captain Prash. So, first of all, of course, congratulations. You must be shaking right now. I mean, this was a banger. Such a back and forth. We talked about which team will have which team's number on this one, since you previously faced off against one another already. Hypnos won the first bout. This one was closer. Did you adapt your strategies? Did you counter-strat at all? Did you make any changes from that first series into that second one?
Definitely, indeed. I mean, because of the patch changes that just recently came out, and the hotfix that's also just came out the other day, we did have to tailor who we had to bring in, etc., more so in the DPS line, as you saw on some maps. But overall, it was mostly same strategy going in. We beat those guys before. As seen now, we beat them again, just no sweat.
How do you rate your chances going into the main event then? Obviously, a lot of known quantities, Space Station, Ants, etc. Like, is there anybody there that you particularly want to beat or even face in the main event?
The top 3. I want to face the top 3. Yeah. I want to have a hard challenge.
A hard challenge. Okay, I like that.
I like it.
It's a spirit.
I love it. Well, Captain Prash, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the teamwork that you have with MCD. All of us in the desk were praising your survivability alongside MCD, especially when you two were getting dove. So is there anything special that you two have worked on in order to kind of get that synergy together?
We're just that good. Like, we can just outlive anything.
I love it.
Still difference.
It's fair.
Easy.
But it's on a brig. You just live. MCD's the GOAT. I'm just too good at brig, so we just keep each other on naturally.
Yeah, lots of goats. There's a whole zoo on your team there, so it's been an absolute joy witnessing the action on this server. Congrats once again to you and the team, and thank you so much for taking the time for a quick chat.
Thank you for having me.